Jeremiah chapter 48. Concerning Moab. Thus saith Jehovah of hosts, the God of Israel: Woe unto Nebo, for it is spoiled. Kirjathaim is put to shame, it is taken. Misgab is put to shame and dismayed. Moab's praise is no more. In Heshbon they have devised evil against her. Come and let us cut her off from being a nation. Thou also, O madmen, shall be cut down. The sword shall pursue thee. A voice of crying from Horonaim, wasting and great destruction. Moab is destroyed. Her little ones have caused a cry to be heard. For by the ascent of Luhith, continual weeping shall go up. For in the descent of Horonaim is heard the anguish of the cry of destruction. Flee, save your lives, and be like a shrub in the wilderness. For because thou hast confided in thy works and in thy treasures, thou also shalt be taken. And Chemosh shall go forth into captivity, his priests and his princes together. And the waster shall come upon every city, that not a city shall escape. And the valley shall perish, and the plateau shall be destroyed, as Jehovah has said. Verse 9. Give wings unto Moab, that she may flee and get away, and the cities thereof shall become a desolation, without inhabitant. Cursed be he that doeth the work of Jehovah negligently, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Verse 11. Moab hath been at ease from his youth, and hath settled on his lees. He hath not been emptied from vessel to vessel, neither hath he gone into captivity. Therefore his taste hath remained in him, and his scent is not changed. Therefore, behold, days come, says Jehovah, that I will send unto him pourers that shall pour him off, and shall empty his vessels, and break in pieces his flagons. And Moab shall be ashamed of Chemosh, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel, their confidence. Verse 14. How do ye say, We are mighty, and men of valour for the war? Moab is laid waste, and his cities are gone up in smoke, and his chosen young men are gone down to the slaughter, saith the King, whose name is Jehovah of hosts. The calamity of Moab is near to come, and his affliction hasteth fast. All ye that are about him, bemoan him, and all ye that know his name say, How is the strong staff broken, the beautiful rod? Come down from thy glory, and sit in the drought, O inhabitress, daughter of Dibon. For the spoiler of Moab is come up against thee, thy strongholds hath he destroyed. Stand by the way and watch, inhabitress of Aroer. Ask him that fleeth, and her that escapeth. Say, What is done? Moab is put to shame, for he is broken down. Howl and cry, tell it in Arnon, that Moab is laid waste. And judgment has come upon the country of the plateau, upon Holon, and upon Jaza, and upon Mephaeth, and upon Dibon, and upon Nebo, and upon Beth Diblathaim, and upon Kirjathaim, and upon Beth Gamul, and upon Beth Meon, and upon Kerijoth, and upon Bozrah, and all the cities of the land of Moab, far and near. The horn of Moab is cut off, and his arm is broken, says Jehovah. Make him drunken, for he magnified himself against Jehovah. And Moab shall wallow in his vomit, and he also shall be in derision. For was not Israel a derision unto thee? Was he found among thieves, that as oft as thou dost speak of him, thou dost shake the head? Verse 28. Leave the cities, and dwell in the rocks, ye inhabitants of Moab, and be like the dove, that maketh her nest in the sides of the cave's mouth. We have heard of the arrogance of Moab. He is very proud. His loftiness, and his arrogance, and his pride, and the haughtiness of his heart. I know his wrath, saith Jehovah. His pratings are vain, they do not as they say. Therefore will I howl for Moab, and I will cry out for all Moab. For the men of Kirheres shall there be mourning. O vine of Sibmah, I will weep for thee with more than the weeping of Jazer. Thy shoots pass over the sea. They reached to the sea of Jazer. The spoiler is fallen upon thy summer fruits, and upon thy vintage. And joy and gladness is taken away from the fruitful field, and from the land of Moab. And I have caused wine to fail from the winepresses. They shall no more tread with shouting. The shouting shall be no shouting. Because of the cry from Heshbon unto Elealeh, unto Jahaz have they uttered their voice. From Zoar unto Horonaim, unto Eglath-Shelishijah. For even the waters of Nimrim shall become desolations. And I will cause to cease in Moab, saith Jehovah, him that offereth in the high place, and him that burneth incense to his gods. Therefore my heart shall sound for Moab like pipes, and my heart shall sound like pipes for the men of Kirheres, because the abundance that he hath gotten is perished. For every head is bald, and every beard clipped. Upon all the hands are cuttings, and upon the loins sackcloth. It is holy lamentation upon all the housetops of Moab, and in the public places thereof. For I have broken Moab, like a vessel wherein is no pleasure, saith Jehovah. They howl, how is it broken down? How hath Moab turned and back with shame? And Moab shall be a derision, and a terror to all that are round about him. Verse 40. For thus saith Jehovah, Behold, he shall fly as an eagle, and shall spread forth his wings over Moab. Kerijoth is taken, and the strongholds are seized, and at that day the heart of the mighty men of Moab shall be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. And Moab shall be destroyed from being a people, because he hath magnified himself against Jehovah. Fear and the pit and the snare shall be upon thee, O inhabitant of Moab, says Jehovah. He that fleeth from the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that getteth up out of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For I will bring upon her, upon Moab, the year of their visitation, says Jehovah. They that fled stood under the shadow of Heshbon powerless. For a fire hath come forth from Heshbon, and a flame from the midst of Sion, and hath consumed the corner of Moab, and the crown of the head of the sons of Tumult. Woe to thee, Moab! The people of Chemosh is undone, for thy sons are taken away in captivity, and thy daughters are captives. Verse 47. But I will turn the captivity of Moab at the end of the days, says Jehovah. Thus far is the judgment of Moab.